Hey everybody, it's Cotton here, and I am bringing you some more of Splinter Cell Chaos Theory. In the last video, we entered MCAS Bank, and we enabled access from 2 of the panels. And in this video, we're going to be finding the 3rd one, and robbing the bank, and just finishing up the whole level. And so, first, we will just exit through the window here. We're just going to drop down. There is a guy patrolling out here. So you'll want to make sure you make your moves once he's, looking away from you. And next we're going to be heading up those stairs, but I'll need to wait for this guy to make his rounds again. So I'm going to hang out right here. It kind of looks like this is the same level of darkness right over here, but actually, as soon as you start coming over to this way, you kind of start getting lit up a little bit. So I'm just going to kind of quickly make my move. There we go. And so there's a pipe right there. That pipe leads into the air vent that goes to the fan in the security room. And since we shut off all the cameras, we don't have to worry about that one right there. But there's another little hole we can go through. And we have our final panel here.
Right, that's authorization done. The outer cage to the vault should be opening as we speak.
Great.
Just inside the cage is a small vault full of safety boxes. Your mate dropped off some kit for you in one of them.
All right, I'll let you know when I'm there.
So I can't remember if there's any... Oh, yeah, there is. We've got another fake email to do. So, let's see. 20, there we go.
Next.
I could also search the cabinet, so I'm going to see what's in here.
Oh no, Zerkasi. That's exactly what I didn't want to see.
Zerkasi, is that some kind of dried meat?
He's probably the best computational theorist in the world. He worked with Morgenholt on Project Watson. Word is he's gone off his nut.
Sounds like bad guy material to me.
Little thing that breaks. What does that code again? 8645. Now, what else can Parker fix for you?
So that loser that had to fix the door, he kind of was talking to himself, but he told us exactly what the code is, 8645, so...
No chance.
Well, I guess it's already unlocked, so you don't need to worry about it. So, to the left, this is the way that leads to that retinal scan door. That door right there under the exit sign, that's where we're actually going to escape. And so really the rest of this level is pretty straightforward. There's really nothing to worry about at this point. All the hard stuff is really done for, and it's just kind of like... I don't know, robbing the bank is actually the easiest part of the level. But there's another computer right there. So I'll have to hack this and get one of the final fake emails.
Great work, Fisher. One more forged mail and we're coming.
Doing my best.
Sam, it's Will.
Turtle said one of these boxes had some equipment in it.
Chest level, right-hand side, number 1024.
So, like he said, 1024, and these are actually all numbered, so you can kind of take a look, and you'll find 1024 right over here.
Careful with that gear.
What is all this stuff?
The charges are for the vault, and the other thingamy-bob is a telemetric lockpick.
A telemetric lockpick?
Head down to the main vault. We'll walk you through it there.
And in the previous level, you remember the secondary objective was to find the names of Panamanian contacts or whatever. If you didn't do it then, this is where you'd complete it in this level, because it would be a primary objective. But since I've already done it, it's already right there. So now that we've got our tools, we can head down into the vault. And there's nobody down here, so just run in, really.
Alright, next you need to pop both of these locks at the same time.
That's what the telemetric pick is for.
Exactly. It reads your movements in one lock and mimics them in the other lock, real time.
You guys use some cool toys.
So that's exactly what it does. Both of these have to be picked at the same time, but since there's only one of us, yeah, we have to use this little gadget.
Right. Now, once you get the feel for each pin, you have to wait a second for the telemetric pick to sync up. Once it beeps, Bob's your uncle, you can pick the pin and move to the next one. Don't try and pick a pin before you're in sync, or you'll have to restart.
Right.
So it's exactly like he said. Once we get our first pin, just let go of the joystick and wait for the light to turn green, and then you can do the next one. Otherwise, you'll have to restart from the beginning. It won't trigger any alarms or anything. It just restarts you. So it's nothing to worry about too much, but you know, just you don't want to hassle too much with this.
Gimme.
Alright, now place the charges over the main pins. Once they're all in place, well, I'm sure you can figure it out.
So just walk up here, place the charge, and then run back a short distance and detonate it.
And open sesame.
Lambert, we're in.
Great work. Sam, get in there and find those hard drives.
And so we just have to wait for this to open up, all the lights turn on, and the computer we need is all the way at the end here.
I have fragments of a message here from someone named Dvorak. Echelon doesn't have a file on him. Wait. That's weird.
What?
The deleted messages. They're 512 encrypted. I haven't seen 512 since Philip Mass.
I killed Mass outside Severomorsk.
I remember. And it's confirmed. So this is someone with access to some seriously classified information.
Zerkazy?
That's a frightening possibility.
So what Sam was just mentioning there about how he killed Philip Mass, I believe that was part of some of those like DLC or extra missions for the first Splinter Cell game. Like I said, I haven't actually played that, so I can't be entirely too sure, but this will open the cage for us to grab the money. I didn't remember if there was something Lambert said, so I stayed a little quiet, but let's see, so 30 or 40? 30 or 40 here. It's 40. So this is our final email.
Great work, Fisher. Now any investigation into the robbery will only point back at the investigators.
So the Panamanian government will end up sending some innocent banker to prison?
Innocent if you don't count providing arms to revolutionaries.
Oh, right, I forgot. Bankers. Evil.
And it's just right here.
Good job, Fisher. Now the whole mission will look like a robbery. They'll never know why we were here.
Lambert, now that I'm holding 50 million bucks, I think we need to talk about that raise again.
25 cents an hour and not a penny more.
Deal.
So you'll notice there were a couple more options we had on here. Activate the sprinklers and turn off the lights. To be honest, I don't really know what it does because, you know, it's only inside this, inside the vault. But, you know, it's just kind of a little fun thing to do. But before you leave, you might notice that little black spot right there on the wall. That is a laser that activates after you use the computer. So you want to be careful that you don't run into that on your way out. It's probably a really common mistake that people do because they just aren't expecting it. And it's kind of funny because the water will actually like cool it down so you can't see it. But yeah, in order to get past it, you can just hit it with your OCP and then walk through. Another cool thing about doing the sprinklers is that it made like a whole bunch of water puddle up in here, which is kind of a nice little detail to the whole level.
All right, Fisher. We'll extract you as planned from the same location you were inserted.
Over the wall from the front courtyard?
That's right. Redding will be waiting for you nearby.
On my way.
So yeah, it's just like they said. We will be picked up right where we started the level. And so the reason why I went the path that I did is because we just made like a really big circle down that way, as I said earlier, was the retinal scan door. But right through here, this will take us outside. If you remember at the beginning of the level, when we went up the ladder up to the roof, there was this door here. We couldn't get in on that side, but we can leave through it. And of course, since the cameras are out, we don't have to worry about running in front of them. But the guards are still out here, so that's something that you need to be careful of. And Yeah, there's that guy. So I'll just play it safe. I won't bother waiting on him. I'll just make that go out. And then I'll try to go forward, I guess. Oh no, he went around the other way, so it didn't really matter all too much. But let's see. I'll also make this light go out.
Tommy, what's wrong with this thing now? Give it a bang. That usually works.
And...
Smoke it like a true technician. I ain't touching it.
Okay, gotta slip past these guys. I should be... Yep. Doing okay. So we have to go over to that corner right there. Hopefully he stays there for a little while, enough time to give me enough time to just make it over. And he does. So yeah, pretty simple. And here we are. There's a little rope, and we can just exfiltrate. Completed. Got everything completed. And 100%. 33 minutes, 41 minutes, or 33 minutes, 41 seconds. Yeah, most of these levels, they're kind of like 30 minutes. So, you know, they're a pretty good amount of time. But that is going to end the video for now. I'll have some extra stuff after this. So, in the next video, we're going to start up the penthouse level. I'll see you then. So, first off, right at the beginning of the level, another thing you can do is turn this valve here, and it will turn on the sprinkler system. And if all the guys are kind of in their normal places, it will kind of make them disperse and walk around. So it's another way to distract people if you need to do that. And in the previous video, I mentioned here that you could do the split jump. I thought I could just show it off really quick. You just face a wall, press the jump button, and you'll do that. And so, you know, enemies can walk below you without even seeing you. You can pull out your gun if you need to. And you could even drop on enemies if you wanted to and knock them out. And another cool thing about this game is that the levels can change depending on how many alarms you have pulled. So it'll make enemies be more alert. They'll be walking around. They'll have new routes that they take. Each level also kind of has like unique things that Lambert says when you trigger an alarm. Like this one, if you trigger your first alarm, Lambert's like, hey, you know, this is a bank robbery, so be careful. But triggering alarms can also change other parts of the level, and I'll do this really quick. I'll just fail, or I guess I shouldn't have done that, but 66, so...
Alright, Fisher. This whole mission is a mess. Complete your primary objectives and extract from the nearest possible point.
Yes, sir.
So, like right here, for example, these doors close, and then you can't even get through them. And, you know, like Lambert gets really mad, and then Sam, you know, he doesn't even have anything witty to say. He's just like, you know, yes, sir. So, you know, you really get the feeling that you, like, really messed up. And so when you play the game, I'd probably recommend, like, not actually restarting if you mess up. I'd say kind of just play through the game with those mistakes, because, you know, it will kind of... It does change a few things, and so each time you play, like, if you make mistakes, you know, the game might turn out a little bit different. But like he said, complete your primary objectives and then leave. You actually can't do your secondary or opportunity objectives anymore. So, yeah, that's one bad thing about triggering alarms. Also, like a lot of times, when somebody was going to talk to you, like Lambert or Grimm, they won't do that anymore because they're really pissed at you. So, you know, they won't talk to you unless it's for, like, the objective or something, and so there won't be any, like, fun conversations between any of these characters if you start triggering alarms. So here we are. This is right after the treasurer's room. It's right before the bank vault, and you'll see I have 4 alarms, and when you reach a certain amount of alarms on some levels, like, this is another part where it might change. So you'll see, like, these guys are standing guard. They put, like, a bunch of stuff in the way for cover because they know you're here. And so, like, that's, like it's so cool because parts of the level will physically change, and it's pretty awesome. And so that's why I say, you know, if you play through the game and you make mistakes, just kind of go through it, because you could play through the game again and it would kind of play out differently. I think that's just really cool. You'll also notice some of them were wearing helmets, So that's another thing that will happen when you trigger the alarms. Enemies will start putting on armor and stuff. In the previous level, if you happen to miss the secondary objective, which is to find Lacerda's Panamanian contact, you can actually do that right here, and you have a unique conversation you can listen to.
It looks like Lacerda's Panamanian contact is Senor Segundo Ruiz de Medeiros, Vice President of Panama Canal Administration.
Is that where I'm going next?
No. Lacerda's side dealings are a whole nother can of worms. I'll send someone else down that trail.
Someone else?
Do I detect a bit of jealousy, Sam?
I'll get over it.
So right here, if you happen to walk through the laser, you'll actually get a unique conversation between all three characters.
Damn! What happened?
Lasers inside the vault door. The whole bank is alert. Army incoming.
Bugger this. Come out there.
Cut the chatter, people. Nothing we can do about it now. Fisher, grab that data and get out of there.
You got it.
It'll also make all these guys appear. And, oh, I tried to knife them, but, yep. Now, right here at the front of the bank, when you're making your extraction, you can actually climb up this pipe that leads to a zip line, and so you can pass through this entire courtyard. I didn't do it during the playthrough because I wasn't entirely sure of how dark you are, but you actually stay in like complete darkness the whole time, so it's actually not that bad of an idea. But I guess I'll take this time to talk about how the difficulty affects the game, because I don't believe I've actually done that yet. The harder difficulty pretty much makes enemies damage you more. And I also believe that it might make them a bit smarter. I'm not entirely sure on that. It was really hard for me to find like a definitive answer as to what the difference in difficulty was, but yeah, you know, the enemies might be a little bit smarter, but for the most part you might just notice the damage that's done to you. So, you know, I don't know like how more intelligent the enemies get or not, but yeah, that's the difference. And that's about everything I wanted to show off here. This was kind of a quicker video and there wasn't too much to show, but yeah, I will see you guys in the next level.